Breaking tonight, Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen is introducing a resolution to issue a formal Senate condemnation of Donald Trump for reportedly seeking $230 million from the Justice Department for the past investigations into him. Senator Rosen is aiming to bring up the resolution as a unanimous consent request as early as tomorrow. And Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada joins us now.
It is so good to have you at the table.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So there are multiple outrageous pieces to this. The first outrageous piece is the request from the president to his own Department of Justice. The second potential outrageous piece is that if you talk to anyone who ordinarily brings this type of effort forward, they say DOJ never goes for this without a lawsuit being involved. They don't clear it. So if his own DOJ were to say, you know what, you're right, here's $230 million, thank you so much, that will be outrageous. And then if we were to somehow end up in the third step of this, where he was instead bringing a lawsuit against his own Department of Justice, that would be outrageous. So there really is no outcome here that feels all on the up and up.
Well, there's so many things wrong with this, but it's essentially, for the viewers at home, it is the fox guarding the hen house. Because here he is, it's his own DOJ. His feelings were hurt. So he's going to sue himself, and he's going to have the taxpayer, who he's fixed absolutely nothing for, he's going to have the taxpayer pay him almost $250 million because his feelings were hurt as president. So who does he decide to sue next week? What does he decide to do? So I put this resolution forward because I can tell you, whether it's this president or any others, no one should be suing and taking hard-earned taxpayer dollars to line their own pockets, number one. So who will stand up for this against the president? My Republican colleagues, you're about to find out tomorrow on unanimous consent. One Republican is on what they call the hotline now. One Republican can object. Let's see who they send to the firing line tomorrow and how they defend this. And I'm sure it's not the end of us talking about it. And I'll be damned if I can look at people when I go to the market and the price of everything is up. Donald Trump has just written himself a check. He laughs. Isn't this cute? It is not cute.
My feelings are hurt all the time, Michael.
Oh, mine stay hurt too. Particularly when
government's not writing you a check for $250 million for that.
But not only is the president asking for the government to pay him $230 million, and I appreciate the fact that you've put something on the table to kind of call the Republicans out on that, as well as the president. But then the other side of that coin is you have the president stripping bare, destroying, tearing down, whatever words you want to use, the East Wing, and building this monstrosity that is going to be bigger than the actual footprint of the White House itself, using private money. Supposedly private money. So where is the oversight here? Where's the emoluments clause? This president is seeking benefit directly for himself and at the same time getting side benefits from others. Because, you know, I'm sorry, big corporations aren't writing a big check to Donald Trump just because they like the color of his hair or they like the size of his pants. What they're doing is they're writing that check for a reason.
That's right, because they want access.
And they want access.
This is a clear violation of the Hatch Act. It's one thing if you have a presidential library or other things where you raise into a fund for that. But first of all, this is the White House. He did not go through any review. He tore down the entire East Wing. He frankly lied to us. He lies to us every single day. The worst part of all of this is that my Republican colleagues, now we can say, we know that Speaker Johnson, well, he's no more Speaker Johnson because the president has declared himself President and Speaker of the House.
Yes.
Leader Thune not far behind. So I'm really tired of my colleagues in the Senate behind the scenes going, Lord help us all, how can this happen? We don't like him either, whatever they say. Let them finally stand up for what is right and what is American. I walked today, into the Capitol. We go vote. You walk up the porte cochere, and above the transom, it's beautiful ironwork, and it says U.S. on it. Well, U.S. for United States, but for us, it is for us. All of this, whether it's health care, whether it's tariffs, lowering prices for everyday people, affordable housing. The White House is the people's house, not his house. The DOJ is the People's Department of Justice, not his personal law firm to do what he wants and then rob the American taxpayer. And so when we think of everything that Donald Trump does, he does it just for a party of one. It's for him, not for us. And I'm tired of my colleagues not standing up for what is right.
Can I do a quick follow-up on that? So will the donors who wrote the checks, companies that we know and brands that we're well aware of, will they be held accountable on the back end? Because this White House is not going to give it. But if you guys get access to that information, are there going to be public hearings and disclosures on who wrote checks, how much, and what they got for it?
I can tell you it is our job in the House and the Senate, in the Congress, to be sure that we do oversight. We see this administration firing inspector generals, tearing down anybody who could take a look at anything. You see them closing websites. You see them making blatant lies. You see them, I'll tell you this about SNAP that is about to expire. In September, USDA had a beautiful website up there. They said they were going to talk about how they could move money around. They could make sure that people who are food insecure in this country could continue to receive their benefits. That's all gone. Hidden. You know what's up there? Some propaganda. And so we need to take back our Article I power. We need to stand up for all of us and be sure that people who are in charge in this country treat the American people with the respect that we all deserve and should expect.
Well, I mean, speaking of that Article I power, and you talked about the shutdown, I mean, Congress could end the shutdown today. Republicans could negotiate with Democrats to get the votes and reopen the government. This is what's happening in your home state of Nevada. These are some headlines. Nevada snapped to go without funding as government shutdown stretches on. From the Las Vegas Review-Journal, federal nuclear workforce in Nevada furloughed as funding runs out. And from the Las Vegas Sun, shutdown threats put already shaky Las Vegas tourism at risk. Given all of this, and we know we've heard from the American Federation of Government Employees, head of the union today, has that changed I mean, Senator Durbin was out there saying, we're going to have to talk about this. I'm not changing my vote at this time, but he was on the Hill saying, this does change things. What say you? Because the bill that the Republicans keep asking y'all to vote on only funds the government through mid-November. I believe November 21st.
That's
yes.
correct.
So that would not alleviate the concerns that
right.
folks all across this country have, that the people in your state have. What do you think should happen?
Well, first of all, nobody wants a shutdown, least of all me. But what we have to do is we have to somehow get the attention of the American people about what's happening this administration. Now, for the tax credits, the Affordable Care tax credits, we knew that they're about to expire at the end of this year. When we kept the government open in March, we said, well, we're going to figure out what we're going to do going forward. How do we extend it? How do we create an atmosphere where people can just buy a damn insurance policy? What this is essentially about is people's ability to buy themselves an insurance policy. It's not welfare. It's not a paycheck. People want to be able to afford insurance and so go to the doctor and get their health care. They've done none of that. Now, hopefully we have their attention. What we're asking them to do is to not let folks fall off this cliff where millions of Americans, regardless of how you get your insurance, mind you, insurance rates are going up. Well, just ask your best friend, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's going to tell you what's happening in her own family, right? Double. So we want to extend that so folks don't fall off the cliff, number one, and let Leader Thune be a real leader and put together a bipartisan working group that comes up with a framework with benchmarks and things that we can work on that's going to make our health care more affordable and accessible for everyone, because this is an all of us problem and it is a now problem. And Republicans could fix that now. Well, if Donald Trump let them, Mike Johnson, he's never coming back. But Thune needs to stand up for the United States Senate. We are the backstop. History will judge him on this, and people will be hurt. So we want them to come to the table. I don't think it's unreasonable. They haven't been trustworthy partners before, and put something down that the American people can hopefully hold them accountable to.
So set against the backdrop of all that, Payne, I want to loop back to where we started. You said you had one Republican on the line. I'm not sure if I didn't understand the joke. Is there a Republican you think is going to join you in voting for the resolution on Trump?
One Republican gets to object. It only takes one to object.
Now I understand the math.
Send to the firing squad.
So then my question is, if not a single one of them joins you, do you then say, You're responsible. You
Well, they
have
have to
signed
object.
off.
So what happens? I'll explain when people talk about this unanimous consent. Tonight, we're kind of running it through the Senate. Someone's going to say whether they object or not. 99 other senators, anybody can object to it. They say they're going to object. We go to the floor tomorrow, and I'll present my resolution condemning the president for ripping off the American taxpayer for $230 million. Check payable. He's signing off on a check from himself to himself out of the American taxpayer's bank account. So if nobody objects, then great, the resolution will be passed. If someone objects, that means they have to come to the floor, and you can watch them tomorrow on C-SPAN, and you'll see what their argument is, or if they'll just object and run away. Sometimes they just object and run away because they don't want to say anything. I know you've seen that too, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.